Hey guys, my name is Ramon.Lomeli. Thanks for hanging out with me today on vlog number 16. In today's episode, we're going to give you some tips on how to nurture leads. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back from the intro. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. My name is Ramon.Lomeli, and if we haven't met before, I'm a certified mentor and an icon agent with eXp Realty. Now before we get started into today's vlog, I want to make a quick confession. I filmed the whole vlog. I had closings, I had showings. It was a fun day. I was hanging out with one of my newer agents, Oma. We were calling leads back and forth, and we were putting these practices into work. And then when I got to the editing, I realized that I left the ND filter a little bit darker than it should have been. And so all the footage was really, as you can see, this darkens and lightens. And let me see if this will, and I left it on a darker setting. I just thought that's how it was supposed to look. Long story short, the footage sucks. I tried to brighten it up and it got all noisy, and I was like, man, I wouldn't watch this. On top of that, my microphone was acting up, and I guess I didn't have it plugged in all the way, the half of the vlog, and somewhere down the middle I plugged it in correctly, so half the audio sounded like poopy and I couldn't get it to make sense. So anyway, long story short, we are not gonna put that out there. I'd rather just do a quick, floating head type video instead of actually trying to put something out that just wasn't gonna look good or sound good or anything. So anyway, that's where we're at. That's why we're here. So I apologize for that, but let's get right to the meat of what we're talking about today, which is how to nurture leads. This is really important for me because I get a lot of comments from agents in my area. They're always asking me how I work Facebook leads so well, how I'm able to, everyone says Facebook leads suck, internet leads suck, they're no good. And I feel like a lot of agents just expect the lead to come in from the internet, and they make one phone call and they get an appointment and they get there and they have great credit and they just see one house and they make an offer and it gets accepted, and that's just not how real life works. And so, and I say that because you have to nurture the leads. So if you're not nurturing leads, you're just wasting money on Facebook, in my opinion, on Facebook leads and other types of internet PPC type leads. So it is definitely a nurture games. And if you're new to the whole lead generation world, typically speaking, from the way I understand it, is there's levels to it, right? The top levels are the Zillow, the Trulia, the Realtor.com type leads. And those are great, but you're going to pay a ton of money. I know agents are spending tens of thousands of dollars per month on Realtor.com getting not that many leads because they're higher intent. So you're making less profit, but you're working less. So it kind of makes sense for those people. But because of the way I do it, I get hundreds and hundreds of leads per month. I know that every time I sit down and call 100 people when they're brand new leads, I'm gonna get a lot of them that are never gonna answer the phone. Some will curse me, some will tell me never to call them again, some will tell me that it's the wrong number. Whether it is or isn't is debatable. But if I'm friendly and I'm polite and I keep up and I'm professional, then eventually some of the ones that I do talk to will turn into showings, that'll turn into contracts, that'll turn into commission checks, and turn into relationships, and then they'll send me referrals. So I've embraced the internet lead lifestyle, I guess we'll call it. All right, guys, so without further ado, and because we are doing online learning from home because schools are still shut down because of COVID in my area, I gotta hurry up and get this done. 6 tips that I use every day to nurture my lead. All right guys, so tip number 1 is gonna be build a rapport. Pretty basic, common sense. You should know this by now, but it's worth mentioning because I feel like a lot of people don't do that or don't do it well. And the way I build a rapport is I just listen. I just have an active conversation, and if I happen to hear a pet in the background or a kid in the background, I talk about my pets or my kids. If they happen to mention they're from out of town, hey, I'm from California, I relate to that, and I just kind of have a conversation, try to get them to open up and find something to attach myself to. You'll be surprised how easy that is. You can pretty much find common ground with almost anybody you talk to. Suffice it to say, find a common ground, attach to it, have a little bit of conversation about it, and then you'll build a rapport. Then you're not a salesman anymore. Now you're a human being that relates in some struggles or, you know, has some kind of understanding of what it's like to be a real person. All right, guys, we're on to tip number 2, and that is going to be remember something about them. Now, that could go hand in hand with the building a rapport thing, or could not. But I will say that if you remember something about them and put it in your little CRM, put a little note. I know in like KV Core that we use, we can attach it, a note, and then pin it to the top. So every time I bring up that customer's file, I will see that, hey, this person is moving from Mississippi to North Carolina and has 3 kids. One of them starting to college, and that's why they're moving here. So I'm gonna say, Mr. John Doe, hope you're doing fantastic. Hey, just wondering if you're any closer to moving your family and your kids to North Carolina so they can go to Wake Forest, or, you know, anything like that. And that right there will set you apart from a lot of the competition. You're not just saying, hey, John Doe, it's Ramon.Lomeli, you ready to buy a house? So you know, you're actually having a conversation, and they will actually remember you as well because you remembered them, and it's gonna make an impression on them, so they're gonna be more likely to use you. All right, guys, time for tip number 3, and that's gonna be to follow up, but not too much. All right, and what I mean by that is going to be, obviously you need to be calling leads every single day, but you don't want to call the same person every single day. I put the people that I've already spoken to and built a rapport and have an understanding and idea of what they're looking for in a separate list. Now in KV Core, we can go in there and make them from a new prospect to an active client, or we can put a note that says, or a hashtag or something that says, hey, this person is no longer just a new lead, I've talked to them, and let me put them on a separate list over here. So I separate my people that I've never talked to, or people that are brand new leads, and I call 50 of those every single day. I've never talked to them. And then I take 1 day a week and I call what I call my active buyers, people that are either pre-qualified, actively looking, willing to have a conversation with me. I've built a rapport. I just call them my active buyers because that's what we call it in KV Core, a little designation there. And those people I follow up usually once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't want to do it too much, and all I say is, hey, Mr. John Doe, just want to make sure you're still getting the emails. You are? Great. Okay, call me if you need anything. Hope you have a great weekend. Or maybe I'll just shoot them a text, and then you'll get to know which ones prefer email, which ones prefer text, and which ones prefer a phone call. And everyone is different. Some will reply to any, some will reply to only a specific one. But that's basically what I mean by following up, but not too much. Don't be one of these guys that calls them every single day to see if they want to go buy a house, or even the leads that are new or you've never talked to. I don't even call those every day. I try to call 50 of those a day, but so many come in every day, and just over the years I've been with EXP, I've developed so many leads that it's impossible for me to call them every single day. So I try to call 50 of those every single day, and then I call all of my active buyers on Fridays, and that seems to work pretty well for me. Number one, Fridays, if they think about a property, most people want to probably go see it on the weekend when they're off of work, so that's a good day to refresh them or remind them that you're available to them. And number two, once a week, especially most people are happier on Fridays, I feel like it's the end of the week, and so I feel like I have a good result when I call people, my active buyers, on Friday. So maybe that'll help you out. It definitely helps me out. Tip number 4, and this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be provide value. So now that you talk to some leads, you built a rapport, you remember something about them, how do you provide value, right? So what I like to do is, if they're looking for a home to purchase, I found out what area, what price range, how many bedrooms, and all that kind of fun stuff. And now I am sending them specific properties to their email that match what they're looking for. I let them know, I check in to make sure they got the email, and I always let them know if they have any questions. So that's a simple way you can provide value to your buyers. If you have sellers that are looking on the website and maybe thought about selling their home 6 months ago, you can check in on them about once a month and say, hey, let me rework the numbers, the comps, you know, there was a new listing in your neighborhood, so a little bit higher, I think you get a little bit more money now, glad we waited. You know, do you think you're ready now? So that's a way you can provide value to sellers. Another thing you can do that gets a little bit more involved is talk about look up what things that are going on in your community. Just do a quick Google search for your town, and, you know, town name, then events, and then the month that you're doing this in, and just send them a message, maybe a mass email to your list and say, hey guys, just wanted to let you know that this month we have a car show, and it's only $5 entrance and whatever. So anyway, there's many things you can do to provide value. Keep them updated with what's going on in the community and the neighborhood. All right, guys, so tip number 5, and this is something that I struggled with personally. I had a hard time learning how to do this or how to not do this, really. Because I was confident and aggressive, and I was motivated, and I'm a hustler, and I wanted to get all of the deals that I could. I used to tend to push a little too hard for the appointments or for the sale, and I feel like this method I've tweaked over the years is better now because I don't push as hard. It's just at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, and I want to make every person on my CRM my friend, and that's literally my goal when I'm talking to them on the phone. Make them laugh, find something to relate with them, and you're not going to do it with everybody, but I feel like if you have a good personality, you're going to do that with most of them. And thus, they don't feel like I'm pushing them for the sale because I'm just Ramon, the real estate guy that sends me emails and calls me every now and then, and he's not too pushy. And I feel like a lot of people rather work with me because I'm not a pushy person, and if it's not the right fit for you, and even if they want to make an offer and I see a reason why they shouldn't, I let them know because I'd much rather them be happy with me and send me 5 or 6 of their friends than them be pissed off in 3 months that they bought a house and now they're not happy, and then they're never going to send me anybody. So don't be too pushy. If you are on the phone with them and you're asking them if they want to go see a house and they start to back out, hey, it's completely understandable. No worries. Let me know when you're ready. And if you need anything from me, give me a call. Same thing in person. If you're in the house and you start talking about, hey man, there's 6 offers on this property, there's highest and best due tomorrow at noon, we need to make an offer now, and they say, oh man, this is the first time home we've looked at, hey man, I completely understand. More homes will hit the market, and a lot of people are worried about multiple offer situations, so it's not uncommon for people to be turned off by multiple offers. So let's take this as a learning experience. We'll be a little bit quicker next time and hopefully not run into that. So definitely when you're on the phone, when you're nurturing leads, don't be too pushy until you've earned their business, earned their trust, and you can tell that they trust you. Then if you feel like it's right for them, you can make a suggestion about going and seeing a home or making an offer, and it'll be received better. And if you're doing it truly out of their best interest, then it's just going to be a win-win situation for everybody. All right guys, tip number 6, you're going to like this one, and this is more on how to, let's say, nurture people that don't want to be nurtured, or how to, I don't want to say trick somebody into being nurtured, but anyway, just it'll make sense. Bear with me, it'll make sense. And so basically what I do is when I get a lead that I've called and texted and emailed and I've never been able to hear back from them, then I think of other ways to get a hold of them, right? And what you do first, you call them. They don't answer, you shoot them a text. They don't answer, then you send them an email. So here's where it gets a little fun. Certain CRMs, I know KV Core, they provide you with a separate phone number that you can actually call out of. So I always call everyone off my cell phone, and then if I've already called them and texted them from my cell phone, I've shot them an email from my email address, then I take the KV Core number and I call them from that KV Core number. They didn't answer, right? Okay, bummer. Now I can text them from that number as well. See if I can, maybe a different number might come across different, I don't know, but sometimes they answer. So that's awesome. The other thing you can do is if you have one of the iPhones, Team iPhone all the way. So I'm not sure if you guys know this, and I've talked about this before in this channel, but if you have an iPhone and they have an iPhone, then you can just pull up your chat, text message, and hit this little button right, oops, hold on, right here, the little gray thing right there. And basically what that'll do is it'll actually pull up when you hold it down, what it does is this, it starts recording. I don't know if you can see that. I'm obviously not going to send this, but it starts recording, and that's really cool because now they're not just reading what you have to say and they're skipping it or deleting it or not replying. Now they're actually forced to hit play button if they want to clear that notification, which I know I like to clear notifications. It feels so good to have no notifications, and then just say, hey, I just want to know if you have any questions, you let me know, and if you don't have any questions and you don't want to be called, let me know so I'm not calling you for no reason. And I say that, and I don't know if it works kind of like reverse psychology, but people always, not always, people often reply to that and just say, Hey man, I appreciate you. I was just on the website. I don't really think I'm moving for the next 5 years. And I say, cool, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna give you a call. And I make that note in the system so I'm not calling them. However, if you don't mind, I can send you an email once every couple of weeks just to let you know what's going on in the market. And 99% of the time, they are okay with that. And that feeds into another thing that I do, but we'll talk about that later. Voice recorder. And voice recorder pulls up on the, at least on the iPhones, it pulls up in the text chat, and you just hit record, and basically does the same thing. It's just not iPhone to iPhone, and that works as well because they have to hit play. You send them an audio file, they have to click, hear it, and if you just build a rapport, try your best to be genuine and honest and be a real human being, then, you know, odds are 9 out of 10 people will hear that and not think you're some sleazy salesman. So that's a few different ways that you can get a hold of people. Another way you can do is you can get BombBomb. And BombBomb I've been using for 3-4 years. I love BombBomb. I feel like I was one of the first in my area to get BombBomb. And I use it almost every single day. When I'm calling my leads, if they don't answer, I usually send them a BombBomb. I have my little whiteboard. Where is my little whiteboard? Oh, here's my little whiteboard. And so I guess yesterday I was doing videos to people that were in the database, and all I said was, Jaden, remember me. And so the BombBomb videos are really powerful because it starts playing a GIF for 3 seconds, I believe, of you. So what you do, so you basically have 3 seconds to make an impression, right? So what I do is I'm talking and I'll just do it here briefly. Hey Jaden, what's going on? It's Ramon.Lomeli, and I hope you remember me. I'm the guy that's been sending you emails. You ended up on my website a little while ago. I've been calling and texting you, and I just want to know, do you have any questions about real estate, or are you just kind of browsing? I don't want to call you if you don't need any help. I don't want to be wasting your time, but if you do need something or have any questions whatsoever, feel free to pick up that phone and give me a call. My contact info is down below. Have a great day, Jaden. And then I send it. He's gonna recognize his name. He's gonna recognize me because it comes from my email, and you know, hopefully build a relationship. So finding other means, at the end of the day, guys, we gotta find a way to get a hold of these people. And if they don't like to call, they're always at work, or if they don't know text messenger and they're not good with their email, or you have the wrong email, then find other ways. Those audio messages, using different numbers if your CRM provides it, or anything that you can think of to make it work. Some people use Google Voice numbers, I know of, because I believe they're free. And you can call out. So some people use Google Voice numbers. I think there's apps that change your number. And then as well as BombBomb. It's a paid service. It's actually pretty cheap if you use it with KV Core. And it's amazing, and I love it. And so anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Sorry that today this video isn't as good. I was trying to figure out how to use an ND filter and screwed this whole thing up. But yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day. And yeah, I'll come back next week with another vlog, and we will keep killing it. Thanks again.